Oh, it's not morning. I almost said good morning, Australia. It's
No,
good evening, Australia.
it's actually 11 o'clock at night. Good
Oh,
evening. Good morning, Texas.
it's good morning here. It's so early. It looks like night. So I know you can't see out my window, but it's very dark here this morning. So, oh wow! Listen, we're going around the world with iridology, and
We
that
are.
is it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, if I spin the old globe this morning, where is it going to
Ooh,
land, Chris?
I can smell the Indian Ocean.
Ooh.
And it's yeah, and it's in Sri Lanka.
Oh, yay. Then that must
Hey.
mean it's Tharindu Fernando. Come on down,
Oh,
Tharindu. Yay. It's good to see you, Tharindu.
It's good to see you all.
oh, Tharindu, it's so lovely to see you, mate.
How are you? How are you, sir?
I'm good, very good.
Okay, you look awesome today, huh?
Oh, thank you. I've just been out for dinner.
Okay. How are you, ma'am?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you, Tharindu. Thank you. Well, we're so excited that you're a part of iridology around the world. And we're going to ask you three little simple questions because we want everyone to know a little bit about you. So I'm going to ask you the first question. I'm going to ask you, how long have you been an iridologist?
This is my 6th year after started practicing iridology. I started practicing in 2015. Then I was connected with IIPA in 2016, and then I became a certified iridologist and as well as an instructor in 2017. So altogether, it's like 6 years.
Very good.
Wow.
Well, yes, we're very happy to have you as part of the IPA family too.
Oh, it's awesome. And Tharindu, what inspired you to become an iridologist, or who?
Yeah, actually, I have been practicing acupuncture and optometry. One day I was going through an old bookstore. Then I met this book of Dr. Bernard Jensen's. It is some basics in iridology. It had the iris picture in the cover, so it attracted me because I'm in the health sector. And then I just picked up the book. There was only one copy. It was an old bookstore. So that is the only book I have ever seen in Sri Lanka regarding iridology. So I got the book, and then I fell in love with the book. The more I read, the more I became attracted to iridology. So it is by Dr. Bernard Jensen's book only I got attracted. Then after that, I wanted to learn more, and I searched in the internet, and I found IPA. And at that time, Madam Betty Sue O'Brien, she's my first iridology teacher, and she was the immediate past president of IPA. So I contacted her, and I told about my careers and all. Then she agreed to take me to her classes. So that's how I joined with IPA, and I became an iridologist.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Awesome. And I've got to tell you, it was interesting because Betty Sue, I think it was back in 2017, and she was telling me about Tharindu. And she said, oh, you've got to come to Sri Lanka with me. And I didn't know if I'd have time or be able to fit it in. She goes, you've just got to come. He's like a young Bernard Jensen, which is such a lovely way to describe it. And it's so true because Tharindu is so passionate, and he's so like, he hardly sleeps. Hopefully he sleeps more now, because sometimes he used to text me in the morning and be like, and I think, why is he texting me at 3 a.m.? And he's just always working.
It's like 6 for you, no?
Yeah, I know. Hopefully you get a bit more sleep now.
You do. Dr. Bernard Jensen's book many of his books have touched so many lives in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, and the big blue book that he has, or that he wrote, is the way I was drawn into iridology as well. And through that big blue book, and that's what I call it, the big blue book, so many of the smaller books that he'd written about bowel health and nutrition and proper cleansing and things like that just drew me in further. So it wasn't only one book from Dr. Jensen, it was many books. And it's touched so many lives. His books have just reached all corners of the world.
Yeah, they have.
It's fabulous, fabulous. So
I would like... What a stroke I found that Tharindu in Sri Lanka.
Yes, yes. What was the book written in English?
Yes, ma'am. It was.
Was it? Okay, okay. See, you know, I know that Dr. Jensen's works have been written in many languages, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So, you know, I would tell anyone that happens upon one of Dr. Jensen's books, no matter what language it is written, get it. Get it and put it in your collection. I have most everything he's written in my collection, and I will never let it go. Never. It's beautiful. Excellent. Excellent. Well, Tharindu, can you share with us maybe one of your favorite markings that you see in the iris, or one of your favorite iris types?
Okay, there are many. So mostly about the pupil and the colorate, the nutritive zone, because in Sri Lanka, a lot of people are having, now we have brown eyes. 99.9% of Sri Lankans are having brown eyes. So a lot of people are having these digestive issues. So colorate is one of my favorite parts to see. Sometimes I see, I mean, all the time I see the pupil first, then the colorate. So by looking at the colorate, we can say that the nutrition absorption, then the intestine spaces, and a lot of things. So colorate would be the most interesting part of the iris in my practice. Then after that only I will go further and look at the lacunae and then the other signs and all. So I would say the colorate.
Very good.
We've had a few colorate lovers here, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Betty Sue. Betty Sue for one as well.
Yeah.
Well, that is so interesting. I am so pleased to hear that you're doing well where you are, and that you're getting the message of iridology out there to your area of the world. And that, you know, is our mission, is to help people understand what iridology is and to promote iridology as much as possible. So we thank you for doing that. We have a little question and answer session. And so I'm going to pick a number for you. If you will give me a number, I'm going to pick a question for you, actually. And we're going to ask you a question that could be related to iridology or behavioral iridology or birth order or something along that line. But if you'll pick a number between 1 and 36, I'll pick a question for you.
Okay, let me pick 10.
10. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is very interesting. This is very, very interesting question. And
don't people always pick the right question?
Do what?
Don't people always pick the correct question for them?
This is very interesting. It is an iridology question, and wow. It says, an iridologist told me I would have a child who turned out to be gay. Is this possible to see in the eyes?
Okay.
That's very interesting. So is it possible to see the sexual orientation of someone through their eyes?
I would say not exactly, but there are certain things to look for. Like when we look at the hormonal issues like endocrine issues, like certain areas where the endocrine glands are, I mean, then there's an area in the iris which represents the sexual organs. And then, yeah, if we find sometimes, yes, sometimes we might see, but sometimes we might not. So we cannot always tell that definitely, yes, we can see this in the iris. So my answer would be it might be there in the iris, but not, I mean, not exactly. So what would you say?
Well, you know what? I don't know the answer to that. I tend to agree with you that there could be some endocrine questions that you could ask related hormonally, but I don't believe that there is a way that we can look and see any type of particular sign. And, you know, when we think even about personality iridology, or we bring red into the mix, if you're looking at a child or a young person's eyes, even I think even if you decide that that person, or if it was a male child and it has a very open flower personality, we know that that is someone that tends to be a little bit more flamboyant at times. Maybe they are very exaggerated in the way they dress or things like that. But that's still, I don't believe, a way that we could judge sexual orientation of a person. So I'm kind of leaning to the side, maybe towards, like you think, Tharindu, pay attention to the hormone issues and things like that. But then again, I don't think that it's that big of a concern or a big deal to worry about. So I'm going to say that unless somebody really gives me some research, some hard facts, I'm going to look at a person for their health and their nutrition and not worry about their sexual orientation. Chris, what do you think?
I totally agree, and I don't really see that it's that necessary to even look for it or research it myself, because you know we can have a person who's maybe you know, flamboyant, or you know, an open red type and not be gay, or we can have people with the dual orientation and be gay. I mean, and I really don't think it actually. I personally don't think we can see it in the eye, because I mean we can see personality, but we don't. It's not necessarily. I just don't think it's necessary to even go there, personally.
Right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, now look how three collective minds just came together.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just think that you know, you can have so many different personalities in you know, and be gay or be straight. So I don't really see how we can see that in the iris, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't either.
We can definitely see different hormonal structure, hormonal patterns, and etc. But yeah, I've never even seen research about it personally.
So that's where I keep my focus, is on the side of nutrition, or the side of you know, health and genetics.
Yeah,
that's where I focus my attention.
absolutely.
Very good. Very good. Well, guys, thank you so much, Tharindu, for joining us. We really appreciate this. We hope you enjoyed it as well.
Thank you for inviting me for this.
Oh, and Tharindu, one more question. When is our next symposium in Colombo?
Yeah, we will hopefully have it next year, sir, if
Great.
things go.
Yeah. I need a new shirt.
Yeah, of course.
I buy some of my best shirts in Sri Lanka.
Okay, guys. Well, that's a wrap. We're going to finish it up, and we're going to say, I'm going to say goodnight to Australia. I'm going to say goodnight to Sri Lanka.
And we are going to say, have a beautiful day to Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Enjoy your.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.